They love games. If you are new to Windows 8, log in and click Desktop to get started. This 10-minute video will cover setting up WebSync on Windows 8. These steps are virtually identical in Windows 7 and on IIS 7.0 installs. The dialog for IIS 6.0 uses the same settings, although the dialog is completely different. Head on over to frozenmountain.com, browse the download section, and click the WebSync 4 Community Edition download link. When the download completes, unpack the install with your favorite archive software. You can use the built-in Windows Archive application that takes forever, or 7-zip for example. Open the Windows control panel. Open Programs. Within Programs, open Turn Windows Features on or off. In the Windows Features dialog, expand the tree view for Internet Information Services. Also check the box for Internet Information Services. In the tree view, make sure Internet Information Services Hostable Web Core is checked. Expand the section Application Development Features within Internet Information Services. Check both ASP.NET 3.5 and ASP.NET 4.5 boxes. Click OK. If prompted, click the option Download Files from Windows Update. Let the install process run. The dialog should finish with Windows completed the requested changes. Click Close, and then you can close the control panel dialogs. IIS should be installed. Hold the Windows key and R together to bring up the Run dialog. Enter iNet Manager. This will open the IIS Management Console. You will need to be an admin or run the Management Console as admin. First, click on your machine name, and in the Feature view, you'll find ISAPI and CGI restrictions. Click the icon and make sure both ASP.NET 4.0 filters are allowed. Next, expand the machine name. Right-click the site's item in the tree view. Select Add Website. This will allow your machine to host a website. Enter the site name. For this demo, we will enter localhost, making the site browsable on your local machine. Enter the default website path, C drive /inetpub/www root. For the hostname, enter localhost, and then click OK. Click Application Pools in the tree view and in the feature view. Click Add Application Pool. Enter the name WebSync App Pool. Select .NET Framework 4.0. Select Classic Mode and press OK. Make sure the default website also uses .NET Framework 4.0. Expand Sites in the tree view and right-click the localhost site. Choose Add Application. For the alias, enter WebSync. For the app pool, select WebSync App Pool. For the physical path, enter C drive /inetpub/www root /websync. If the path does not exist, create it in the Windows Explorer, which will be in the next section. Click OK. Click on the localhost website. In the Action panel, click Bindings. Here you can enter additional websites that your machine will respond to. If you want WebSync to service the Internet, here is where you enter the A record of your subdomain or domain. This step is optional. You would also set up your router to port forward HTTP to the IP address of your WebSync machine. This makes WebSync available over the Internet. You would enter your subdomain or domain into the hostname field. At this point, you can close out of the binding dialog. You can leave the Management Console open during the next section to troubleshoot any setup issues. Open a Windows Explorer dialog with both the Windows key and E pressed. Navigate to your C drive inetpub/ww root folder. Create a WebSync folder to hold your application. Look at the properties of the folder and set the security settings that are safe for your application. For demo purposes, we'll completely tear down the directory security and give everyone full access. In your case, you'll want to enter the IIS user and follow the advice of your system administrator. Within the WebSync folder, create a bin folder to hold the application's DLLs. Also create a webconfig file to hold your application configuration. And with Windows, make sure your file extensions are shown so we get the expected extension of config. By default, Windows will hide extensions and wind up creating a text file. Enter your bin folder. Open another instance of Windows Explorer and navigate to where you've extracted the WebSync Community Edition download. In the WebSync Server folder, you'll want to copy DLLs to the bin folder of your application. Copy all the DLLs here. This will enable the SAPI handler, the WebSync engine, and the socket layer. Within the log providers, copy the log4net DLLs, which provide logging for the application. Under Server, Extensions, select the subscriber's DLLs so that the clients can subscribe to the WebSync server. Open a text editor to edit the web config for the application. Notepad is looking for text files, so search for all files. Open webconfig as it will be empty. There is an example web config on the Frozen Mountain website. In the documentation section for WebSync 4, visit Support, Documentation, and click WebSync 4. You can read about getting started. We'll jump into the configuration section. At the bottom of the page, we'll find the example configuration. If you hover over this section, the pop-up will open the source to copy into the text editor. Save the changes to webconfig. And now we can browse to the host name to see the IIS is hosting the site. The www root folder is empty and the application folder is empty, so this is the expected result. Now we can enter the websync.ashx, a SAPI handler, and we should see an OK result. The default config enables WebSync to talk with a SQL database. We only need a message in memory long enough to deliver to subscribers. That section should be removed from the web config. We don't need the WebSync publisher to save in the database, so we can remove the SQL Server Provider settings. Save and reload the application to make sure WebSync returns an OK response. We don't need the connection string for the SQL Server Provider. Save and reload the application to make sure WebSync returns an OK response. Restarting IIS after web config changes isn't necessary, but it's a good habit. From an admin command prompt, we'll enter the command IIS reset /restart. Browse the page to make sure we still get an OK response. We don't need the WebSync publisher to save in the database, so we can remove the SQL Server Provider settings. And now WebSync 4 server is configured so that clients can begin connecting and subscribing. They love games.